What's on, ladies and gentlemen? My name's Ross, I like games, and today I'm still a bit croaky, but something needs to be ranted about. Because you see, ladies and gentlemen, I've already seen a bunch of people saying it. And some people are saying it definitely in jest. And some people I think are not saying it in jest. And this is a little bit problematic. So, let me say it nice and clearly at the moment. Nessa is not hinting at a dive ball reprint. It is just lovely artwork. For those of you that don't really know what I'm talking about that lovely alternate art, full art Nessa, which just came out in VMAX Climax. And in that full art of Nessa, there is Nessa throwing a dive ball. How lovely. And of course, this has led a whole bunch of people to start going, well, hang on a second. Does that mean we're getting dive ball back? And I want to say this as clearly as I can, right? No, it doesn't mean we're getting dive ball back. Now, let me be perfectly clear when I say this. I am not saying we're not getting dive ball back. We might. We absolutely might get a reprint of dive ball. I am telling you that whether or not we are getting a dive ball reprint is in no way, shape or form connected to the full art of Nessa. Now, dive ball itself is actually a very, very, very good card. It just lets you search for any water Pokemon. That's what it does. It is a card that lets you search for any water Pokemon and put it in your hand. And bearing in mind, most draw cards have a downside, or search cards. Something like Quick Ball, for instance, will get you any basic Pokemon, just so long as you discard a card from your hand before. We're getting a reprint of Ultra Ball coming soon. And Ultra Ball will let you search for any Pokemon whatsoever, just so long as you discard 2 cards from your hand. Level Ball is back, but Level Ball only gets you 90 or less HP Pokemon. It will not get you your bigger, badder Pokemon. And sure, Dive Ball is limited to water Pokemon, and that's a bit sad, boo hiss, etc. But there are a lot of decks out there that are only playing water Pokemon. There are a lot of Inteleon decks out there that may well be playing other non-water Pokemon, but a large part of their deck is that Inteleon, the one from Chilling Reign, the one that drops extra damage counters, played of course with the Drizzile, which lets you search for, well, any trainer card. I.e. Dive Ball for Drizzile, you get your Sage 1, and then you get to go and get a trainer card as well. That is going to give you massive consistency. Dive Ball coming back would be good. Having a reprint of Dive Ball would be a very good thing for certain decks. There is an argument as to whether Inteleon decks need any more support, and there is certainly a strong argument for saying that we really should not be buffing it, but I'm saying people would love it and people would play it. I'm not saying it shouldn't come back. I'm not saying it's not coming back. I am saying that the artwork on the Nessa full art is irrelevant to this. Now, Dive Ball is not really top of our list of candidates to come back. And one of the reasons for it is Dive Ball only ever came out in Primal Clash. It came out in Primal Clash as a regular card, and then it came out in Primal Clash as a gold card. Exactly the same card, just all goldified. And that's it. That is the only print of Dive Ball we've ever had in the history of the Pokemon TCG. And Primal Clash is not a recent set. Primal Clash came around in February 2015. That is 7.5 years ago. Why would we expect a card that was last printed 7.5 years ago to suddenly go and get a reprint? And it might. Extra search cards are good. These things are nice. But there's no real reason to believe that it's going to happen. It could, but there's nothing really specific out there to suggest that it will. As a side note, Primal Clash is the most recent of the complete history of the Pokemon TCG videos I've done. I'm charting the complete history of the Pokemon TCG. I've done a Primal Clash one. It's actually the most recent one I've done. So, go check that one out. And then go check out like the other 60 because, yeah, we've done a lot of sets at this stage. My point is, that is a long time. And it's not like it's a card that got printed and then went away and then got printed again and went away and it's going to come back around at some point. It was a card we had once and never came back. So at this stage, a lot of you are probably thinking, Wassy, why would anyone think that Nessa is hinting at a reprint of Dive Ball? And it's because Dive Ball's in the artwork. And why would the artist here include Dive Ball in the artwork if we weren't getting Dive Ball back? And if you've played Pokemon Sword and Shield video games, the answer is pretty simple. Those are the balls that Nessa uses in the video game. To have Nessa throwing any other Pokeball would be erroneous, would be weird, would be frankly wrong. And I've mentioned this in a couple of videos, but one of the most annoying sequences, predictions, call it what you will, from the past couple of years of the Pokemon trading card game is Full Art Melanie. You see, Full Art Melanie came around in Chilling Reign, because Melanie came around in Chilling Reign. And when we saw that card, we saw Melanie holding an Ultra Ball. And an awful lot of people went, she's holding an Ultra Ball. We must be getting an Ultra Ball reprint. Now, of course, at this stage, you and I know that that's silly. Melanie uses Ultra Balls in the video game. To have Melanie holding any other kind of ball would be silly and canonically incorrect. But a whole bunch of people used it as a prediction. And then, of course, it was confirmed that in the 100 start decks, we are getting an Ultra Ball reprint. And I am fully aware that we saw Full Art Melanie with an Ultra Ball, and then shortly thereafter, a reprint of Ultra Ball was confirmed. Those two instances are completely and utterly unrelated. Because if we look at some more full arts from VMAX Climax, you know who else is using Ultra Balls? Kabu's using an Ultra Ball. Raihan's using an Ultra Ball. Actually a pair because double battle. B's using an Ultra Ball. Opal's using an Ultra Ball. Gordy's using an Ultra Ball. Milo's using an Ultra Ball. The point is, the vast majority of the gym leaders use Ultra Ball. Oh, there is also another Melanie using an Ultra Ball. None of these are hints. They are the balls that they use in the game, ladies and gentlemen. There is no connection between the full art of Melanie in Chilling Reign holding an Ultra Ball and Ultra Ball getting a reprint. It's just a coincidence. Because the thing is, unlike Dive Ball, Ultra Ball is a card that goes round in waves and was destined to come around again. First printed in Dark Explorers, got a reprint in Plasma Blast, got a reprint in a bunch of the X and Y series, including Fates Collide, and then, before it gets reprinted this time, most recently in Shining Legends. Ultra Ball is a card that, since it first came around in Dark Explorers, keeps coming around. It is a card that every so often gets reprinted, so we should have expected an Ultra Ball reprint at some point, because it just keeps coming around. And like I've said, the fact that Melanie's holding an Ultra Ball, pure coincidence. But the thing that really complicated everything was Ball Guy. Because at this stage, some of you might be remembering a video I did a little while ago and thinking I'm a bit of a hypocrite. Because Ball Guy came around in Shiny Star V in Japan, Shining Fates over here. And when I saw the art for Ball Guy, I told you we were getting a Level Ball reprint. And I felt very confident we were getting a Level Ball reprint. And then when Level Ball got the reprint, I felt very good about myself and pointed out how I'd called it. But there's a difference, and the difference simply is, and again, if you played the games, you'll know this, Ball Guy has all the Pokeballs, every single Pokeball. Ball Guy could have come through with any Pokeball whatsoever. When the art was made, they chose to make Ball Guy with Pokeball, in the game at the moment, Great Ball, in the game at the moment, Quick Ball, in the game at the moment, and Level Ball. They could have chosen any ball they liked for the full art of Ball Guy, and they chose to use Level Ball, which, not for nothing, is another one of those that had been printed a couple of times and was due for a reprint. I believe very sincerely to this day that Ball Guy full art was hinting at a Level Ball reprint because they could have picked any balls and they chose to go for 3 which were in the game at the moment and 1 that just happened to be printed a little while later. But that's where it finishes, ladies and gentlemen. It's nothing more than that. Melanie was always going to have an Ultra Ball. Nessa was always going to have a Dive Ball. For anyone who's wondering, there is one more exception in terms of gym leaders and the balls they use. Alistair uses Dusk Ball. So the full art of Alistair from VMAX Climax can be seen throwing out a Dusk Ball, whereas all the others are going for your Ultra Ball. Other than Nessa. Dusk Ball again could come back. We saw it in Mysterious Treasures and we saw it in Majestic Dawn. 2 of the Gen 4 sets. Lets you look at the 7 cards on the bottom of your deck and find a Pokemon and put it into your hand. Dust Ball could come back, but again, it was printed twice in 2 Gen 4 sets from many, many years ago, and it hasn't been seen since. It is not due for a reprint, and to be perfectly honest with you, I don't think it's coming back. And there is absolutely no way that Alistair is hinting at it coming back. Now again, and this is really important, could still come back. I'm not saying we're not getting reprints of these cards, but I think I've been pretty clear that if we do get reprints of these cards, it is independent of anything we see on the artwork of the full arts in VMAX Climax, and it is just a coincidence. So here we go, ladies and gentlemen. Ranting needed to be done. Ranting has been done. I feel pretty good. I mean, other than the whole croakiness and feeling like rubbish. But in terms of the ranting, I feel pretty good about that. But now it's over to you guys. Tell me if you like to see Dive Ball and Dust Ball back in the game. Tell me how much you love the full art trainers from VMAX Climax. Let me know in the comment section. Go nuts. Be nice. And then make sure you like this video, subscribe to this channel, follow me on Twitter at TheWasi, and Twitch for some live action at twitch.tv/PTCG Radio. If you want to support the channel, get some bonus podcasts and all kinds of fun things, head on over to patreon.com/PTCG Radio, where you can do exactly that. But by far the most important thing as always, look after yourselves till next time, would ya? Thank you very much for watching. My name's Ross, and you've been watching PTCG Radio.